Listen to stories, appreciate idioms. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Encountering Idioms. I'm
子曰
Today, the idiom we are going to encounter is
一丘之貉
Let's break it down and read it slowly.
一丘之貉一丘之貉一丘之貉丘
refers to a small mound made of soil.
貉
Is a small wild animal resembling a fox. The literal meaning of
一丘之貉
is a group of animals of the same kind that live on a small mound. Nowadays, it figuratively refers to a group of people or things that are very similar, often with the same flaws or shortcomings, and therefore belong to a negative connotation. The idiom
一丘之貉
originated from
汉书杨运传
written by Ban Gu during the Eastern Han Dynasty. The original text reads,
若秦时担任小臣，诛杀忠良，晋已灭亡，令亲任大臣，及至今耳。古与今如一丘之貉。
The meaning of this sentence is that just like the emperor of the Qin dynasty who trusted only small-minded individuals and killed loyal officials, resulting in the collapse of the country, if capable and loyal officials had been appointed, the country might still exist today. From ancient times to the present, emperors have always trusted small-minded individuals, just like a group of animals of the same kind living on a small mound, without any difference. This idiom has a very famous story. During the Han Dynasty, there was a man named Yang Yun who was born into a very prominent family. His father was the famous minister Yang Chang, and his mother was the daughter of the historian Sima Qin. Growing up in such a good family environment, Yang Yun was well-read and knowledgeable. After the new Emperor Xian of Han ascended the throne, Yang Yun helped him expose the rebellion of the Grand General Huguang. As a result, Emperor Xian of Han was very grateful to Yang Yun and promoted him to the title of Marquis Ping Tong, giving him an important position in the court. At that time, there was a very bad atmosphere in the court of the Han dynasty, where officials only cared about their own positions and wealth, without paying attention to national affairs and the sufferings of the people. Yang Yun saw all this and took the lead in taking a series of rectification measures, trying to change this bad atmosphere. However, due to Yang Yun's privileged background and his own merits, he was too radical and paranoid in his actions. He often had disputes with the officials, and even had a falling out with his best friend, Fu Changlu. This also caused him to offend many people in his work. Once, Yang Yun heard that the Chanyu, the leader of the Xiongnu, had been killed. He said, the Xiongnu encountered such a bad emperor who did not follow the strategies his ministers had drafted for him. This led to the emperor losing his life for nothing. Just like the emperor of the Qin dynasty, who specifically trusted small-minded people and killed loyal ministers, eventually causing the destruction of the country. If the emperor of the Qin dynasty had employed capable and loyal ministers, the country might still exist today. From ancient times to the present, emperors are like the badgers growing in the same mound. They are no different from one another. They only employ small-minded people and cannot accommodate loyal ministers. Because Yang Yun had offended too many people, someone soon reported these words to the emperor. When Emperor Xian of Han heard these words, he was very angry and dismissed Yang Yun from all of his positions. In this story, Yang Yun used the idiom
一丘之貉
to describe how from ancient times to the present, emperors all trusted small-minded people and could not accommodate loyal ministers. However, his overly radical language angered the emperor and led to his dismissal from office. There is also a story that goes like this. According to legend, during the Tang dynasty, there were two officials named Li Wen and Yun Sai. They colluded with each other using their power, embezzled money, and committed many bad deeds. In order to prevent others from discovering, they even covered up each other's crimes. One day, the emperor finally learned about their crimes and sent someone to arrest them. After interrogation, the emperor decided to sentence them both to death. Before the execution, Li Wen was very dissatisfied and said, "Why do both of us have to be sentenced to death? Obviously, I embezzled more money, and Yun Sai only helped me. He should be sentenced more lightly." Yun Sai also expressed dissatisfaction and said, "Although I also made mistakes, Li Wen embezzled more money than me. Why should I be sentenced to death with him?" The emperor listened to their argument and sighed deeply, saying, "Both of you have committed serious crimes. Since you are birds of a feather, why do you still argue with each other about the severity of punishment? Since you committed the crime together, you must bear the consequences together." In this story, Li Wen and Yun Sai are
一丘之貉
both having done many bad things, so they both must be punished. These are the two stories. Next, let's review the idiom we encountered today.
一丘之貉一丘之貉
Finally, let's use
一丘之貉
to make a sentence.
这群人不是抢就是骗，都是一丘之貉，实在没有出息。这群人不是抢就是骗，都是一丘之貉，实在没有出息。
That's all for today's Encountering Idioms. If you like it, please like and subscribe. See you next time.